Morning all. So I was reflecting on the last few days, and well, first of all, if you don't know me and you've just joined the Real Entrepreneur Network, welcome. One of the things you won't get here is me as the founder of Real Entrepreneur Network, sugarcoating stuff and always pretending that everything's great and everything's going swimmingly. That is not real. That is not the life of a real entrepreneur. That is certainly not the life of me. So what I'm saying is be prepared to get my personal inner thoughts on what's going on with my business as well, in the hope that it helps you. Because unlike many people, with many people, you'll only ever get the good stuff. And I pride myself on being real, hence the name Real Entrepreneur and the business that I'm created. So, Thursday, Friday last week, I started kicking in with a feeling of a bit of overwhelm. And there's just not enough hours in the day. And that went into the weekend. Now, the harsh reality is the weekend for me, outside of going to watch my son's pigeons come back and a little bit of time I spend with Gabby for a few hours on a Saturday or a Sunday, pretty much at the moment, with the amount of stuff that's got to happen, normally weekends are busy working. And I'm okay with that. I enjoy what I do most of the time, and it's okay. The harsh reality is I didn't actually get anywhere near as much done last weekend as I wanted to. And why was that? Because actually in the back of my mind, I've got this feeling of overwhelm. My to-do list is big. And my hit list, which is my ultimate things I've got to get done as soon as possible, either today or this week, was getting way too long, which is not the idea of a hit list. So many things in that hit list, yes, I need to get it done, I want to get it done, but it ain't going to happen. The whole idea of my specific hit list is, what have you got to get done today or tomorrow? And I'll always put one or two things more on there than I can realistically achieve. It's just the way my brain works. And if they don't get done, which likely they don't get done, they're the first things to do tomorrow. So why am I telling you this? Because I think it's real, and I think most people would say that they experience this. I'm lucky that I've got a lot of people around me. I've got people that I can call on to help me out. And I've got a lot of trusted advisors and friends and family who I can talk to about this stuff, which is great. So the reality is that it comes down to, for me personally, prioritizing what needs doing. Now, this big list of what needs doing is real. It needs doing. But then you've got to prioritize, well, what actually needs doing first. So I'm recording this video about 11:30, and at 2 o'clock I've got a Real Entrepreneur Premium and Elite weekly Zoom call. And what I'm actually going to do in that Zoom call, I've asked as many people to be on that call as they can that are members, and I'm actually going to ask, part one of this is I'm actually going to ask the members of Real Entrepreneur what they want to see done first. Because just because I'm thinking this really needs doing, then that, that's maybe not what my actual members and customers and part of the community think is the priority. For instance, I'm going to say, look, I have 56 AI related products on a spreadsheet to launch. That's a ridiculous amount. All of which would take between 1 and 3 hours to complete and get out. If I'm doing that, I'm not developing the content and the non-AI software product side of it. The portal, the back-end portal of Real Entrepreneur needs some serious work doing to it to get it to where I want. And the harsh reality of Real Entrepreneur is I haven't actually pushed it. And unless you're one of my previous top customers, and all of the members in there at the minute are my previous top customers, and that's okay with me. Unless, so the reason why I say that is that They know they're in at the very beginning, and most of them are completely happy with how things are going and realise it's a work in progress. But I haven't gone and really shouted about actually what Real Entrepreneur membership is about, because in my head it's not quite ready to go and properly shout about it. For instance, I haven't emailed my list of customers, my bigger list of customers, about it yet. The membership, I emailed everybody about the Real Entrepreneur Network yesterday, because that's a free thing to join, and it's good and what have you. It's all good to go. So you've got to ask yourself what other people want, and are you in the right frame of mind to think you know what people want? Sometimes I know this needs doing, yes, but in other times that may not be the case. So in a few hours' time, I'm going to ask the members that are in Real Entrepreneur Network, well, what do you want to see happen? I found myself this morning at 5 o'clock. The dog woke me up, barking, not quite sure why, but he certainly doesn't bark unless there's a reason. And I couldn't get back to sleep, so I found myself on Gemini and Claude, thinking and researching of stuff. So the mind never stops working. But let me get to the point. At the weekend, I spoke with Gabby. I spoke with a few other people that I know and trust to give me some ideas and thoughts. And I basically said, right, I'm going to ask, my conclusion to the feeling of overwhelm and there's not enough hours in the day was, okay, well, practically Sunday night, I always do a what have I got to get done this week, which wasn't quite as normal as it would have been. But I said, well, I know what I can definitely need to get done on Monday, which was launch the Real Entrepreneur Network, put 4 GPTs out for people to get when they join it as a gift. Very good GPTs, I may add. And then launch my new Bookmax Pro software, because it's just every day that it doesn't go out, it's a wasted opportunity for people to capitalize on. Now, I didn't achieve getting the Bookmax Pro software out, but I got everything else done. I'm all right with that, because Bookmax Pro is my first thing on my hit list today. So the reason I'm sharing this is this: if you're feeling overwhelmed and there's not enough hours in the day and you don't know what to do first, and the weird thing is I do this in discovery calls and calls with my customers all the time, and it's dead easy when you're looking at somebody else's things they got to get done to be able to step back. This needs doing, this needs doing. But when you're in it yourself, sometimes it can get hard. Everybody needs external bigger picture view sometimes. If you're not directly involved in it, it's easier. So my advice is this: do what I did, speak to people that matter, that you know and trust to give you the right opinion. Always still go with your gut. That's naturally the thing you should do. And then do what I've done. I prioritize, well, this will help the business and this will help my customers, and that's what I've gone with. So the next 2 days, yesterday and today, is doing that. Then, based upon what members of Real Entrepreneur say today, I will then adjust my priority list accordingly. We all can feel overwhelmed. You know, being an entrepreneur is a lonely thing, and it's a hard thing. And the idea of it being easy, we all know, is far from the truth. But if you think about it from your customer's point of view, or your reader's point of view, or whoever, whatever it is you're doing to show people, if you think about it from their point of view, one of the best pieces of advice I can give you is ask other people. In 2015, I asked 28 people that were close to me, were friends, customers, colleagues, acquaintances, what do you think I should be doing with my life and business? I've still got those answers, and they're incredibly powerful to me still now. Even more powerful is that they said I should be doing Real Entrepreneur. It was called Entrepreneur Action back then, but that's what they said. Don't be afraid to ask other people what they think of you, what you should be doing, and what have you. And when it comes to, if you're feeling overwhelmed, the harsh reality is that weekend for me, I actually spent a lot of time thinking. I went out and walked the dogs. That hour of walking the dogs actually cleared my mind, got me thinking of actually a great new thing that I am going to implement for my PLR Pass business, which directly helps Real Entrepreneur, but that's by the by. It gave me a great deal of clarity on an issue I've been trying to figure out in my head. And I guess it kind of calmed me down and said, right, what, get with the program, and it helped me prioritize to where my hit list is nowhere near as big and my hit list pending list is a lot bigger. So be it. Once the hit list is done, I go to the hit list pending. Depending on what people say today, that will change the priority. And then I go to, okay, what really needs to be doing next? And it sounds simple to say, but when you're in it, sometimes that doesn't happen in your own head. The other thing I would say is if you're watching this because you're part of Real Entrepreneur Network, and I'm always here to help. Because like I said, I've been through this for 30 odd years doing this stuff. And the most powerful thing you can do is come out of your own head and ask other people's opinions, because when you're not directly involved in it, it's a lot easier to help people. Like I've done many a time, people feeling just like me, I don't know where to go first, what to do first, where to go next. And I've managed to help people get clarity on that. And what I'm saying to you is, I do the same as well. I hope it helped in some way. Use your weekends to reflect and think. If you're in the trenches like I am, and most people in the Real Entrepreneur Network and Real Entrepreneur are, weekends can merge in all to one. Doesn't make any difference, but certainly spending them few hours of walking the dog, spending a bit of time with my pigeons, and thinking helped me move further. The very basic thing is the most simplest thing I had was, well, you've got a call on your weekly call with Real Entrepreneur members on Tuesday at 2:00, so why don't you ask them? So Sunday I was messaging in our group saying, hey, if any of you can make it, that'd be really good, because I would appreciate your feedback. Pretty simple stuff, but sometimes you need to step back to think about it. Thanks for watching. I hope it helped in some way. Catch you soon.